I mean, tell me about Sotheby's.
Oh no, I hate this stuff.
Really? They're an international real estate company. I know that.
Get him!
They're sponsoring tonight's event.
Yes, actually we are. Hallmark Sotheby's International Realty is a proud sponsor of tonight's event.
Yeah.
I was going to present him, but I got too nervous to do it. I love this thing.
Who's going to be there?
Piece of cake, you know? And I think that's fantastic. That, I mean, you talk about Hopkinton, beautiful community, has changed a lot over the last 30 years. Because I was running here 30 years ago, and I saw it, you know, the beautiful houses that have gone up and everything. So it's a great place to run. And runners, one thing about runners, they want to run in beautiful places. So that's right up Sotheby's alley, I think, you know. That's what they're interested in too, you know.
You're good at
It's
this.
important.
You're really good at this.
Yeah, Billy Squires, Coach Squires, as we call him, coached the Greater Boston Track Club for many years. Also he coached at every level, high school, collegiate, post-collegiately, still coaching. But he led the Greater Boston Track Club to success and led American marathoning to success at a time of the first running boom when it was important. Anyway, he did a great job. He still does. And Jack Fultz won Boston in one of the great Boston marathons because the weather was almost hard to comprehend. Just standing there, it was near 100 degrees in Hopkinton that day. And so to persevere through that, I think took tremendous kind of mental strength, you know, to be the winner on that day. That was something different.
That's great.
Well, thanks, Bill. Yeah. Actually, that's right. Bill was sitting on the air-conditioned bus, I believe, from what I understand. And we had not yet met. Bill, of course, had won the first of his 4 Bostons the year before in '75, set the course and American record, 2:09:55. I still remember it. And he and I were yet to meet. We met at the Elliott Lounge about midnight, sitting on the jukebox, each of us on about our 6th beer. And Billy was probably serving behind the bar with Tommy Leonard, most likely.
Probably passing him out.
So exactly. And the same day, actually, in the middle of the race is when I met Coach Squires. He just asked me earlier this evening, I remember very distinctly, where he handed me the ice cubes that he handed me. He came running out onto the course right at the 17-mile mark, near the Woodland Tea Stop and the Woodland Country Club, and that's a famous landmark. You're just approaching the firehouse, which is a very well-known landmark on the marathon course. And Billy came running out. I didn't know who he was. Came running out, started running alongside of me. I had just moved into I was just moving into second place. Second and third place runners are right in front of me. And he came running out, handed me these ice cubes, said, "Here, take these, rub them all up and down your arms. They'll cool you off." And I said, "Well, thanks." I didn't really know who he was yet, but we were yet to meet. But it worked. It worked. They were just about completely gone by the time I caught the 2 guys in front of me. So I handed them the little pieces of ice that I had left. It was sort of a gesture of, here, you need these and I don't. A little one-upmanship on the competitive end of things, I guess. But it all worked out, Bill. So I owe you about a thanks and some credit for my win in '76 on that ridiculously hot day.
Well, thank you. That was a long time ago, and it was actually the hottest of modern times, the hottest race we've ever had. And at times there were people said, why don't they call it off? Mm-hmm. And as we know, in running, nothing is called off. They may delay a little bit, but I've been there when there have been tornadoes in the area and lightning storms. Just a little delay. Mm-hmm. And the Supermen are the two-legged flyers. I mean, they can do it where they call out football games and baseball games, but no. So that was it. But again, you know, the 2 of these athletes and there were about 5 to 7 other athletes that were world and national class that came from this area was a wonderful thing. But I think what it was the team approach. And then every Tuesday and then Sunday, that we would go out and, you know, and work the course and run the course. And we felt if we could train on this, we could race anywhere. And I knew I was coming here about 2 weeks ago. So I talked to 4 people that kind of, you know, were like baby historians. They remember. And Coach says, let's count up how many marathons the club had won, national marathons. 31.
31.
That was like, in the United States, I mean, from our, and in Europe. I mean, over an 11-year period. So I kind of think that was indicative that the Boston people could run, and they did a phenomenal job.
The coach could coach.
Well, he tried.
Well, it became a magnet also for athletes to come. I moved up here in '79 actually because Bill, I don't know if you remember, Bill invited me to come up. He had his stores going. He was starting his enterprise, and I had we ran together in '78. He beat me by about a minute. I was doing battle with the press bus down the last 3 or 4 miles. Couldn't catch him. And so after that, he said, why don't you come up to Boston, train with us, go into business with the store, come down and work with us, and said I'd love to. And so I was house sitting for him in his little apartment in Melrose, watering his plants, feeding his cats, and he was training in the luxury of Phoenix, Arizona. So, and I was enduring the hardships of a New England winter, and it was a rough one that year, I remember. So I wanted to buy into the business a little bit. As business partners with whom I was negotiating said, well, we're not going to sell you any of our shares, and Bill can't sell you any of his. I said, Bill and I are great friends, but we're also competitors. How can I wear his name on my shirt when we're racing each other if I don't own a part of the business? So
These stories are coming out now.
So the business end. So the business end of it never materialized, but Bill and I to this day remain great friends. So and it all worked out very, very well. And I found a new home in New England, and never looked back.
And if you had to sell your house, who would you sell your house to?
Here we go.
Sotheby's. Are you kidding me? There's only one place to come: to sell or buy.
I would just like to thank Bill Rodgers and Jack Fultz and Bill Squires for coming out here on behalf of the HAA, the Hopkinton Athletic Association, and on behalf of Sotheby's. That you guys have done just great things with your career, and we know you guys are the icons, and everybody looks up to you. And we have high school runners that we're going to honor tonight. They're at the beginning of their careers, and they have the three of you to really look up to. So thank you so much for taking time out of your busy week. We know that this kicks off Hopkinton's marathon celebration, and thanks to all three of you.
And thank you to Janine for all the hard work and all the hours she's put into organizing this event.
It's been great.
Yeah.
And we look forward to having you back next year when we celebrate
Absolutely.
further.
114th Boston.
114th Boston.
Indeed. Thank you for having us.
So thank you so much. So.
Thank you.